Hey there YouTube, Vinny here for another cap of the week, and for this week we're going to look at the Chicago Cubs one-year style. This is the 1957 Chicago Cubs cap. Now before 1957, the Cubs cap was more like a Reds cap, Cincinnati Reds cap, where it was a wishbone seat. So in this season, 1957, the team moved to the familiar C logo as you see here. The only difference is the cap was adorned with white piping along the panels, except for the front two panels. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels of white, well, 5 lines of white going down in piping. So it was an interesting style of cap that they used. Why they only used it for 1 year, I don't know too much about. So if anyone knows, that'd be awesome if you can add that in the comments. But this was during the time of Ernie Banks. So during this season, Ernie Banks had a tremendous season as usual. However, he didn't win the MVP until 58 and 59 in the years coming. So even though the Cubs, unfortunately have not had a very good history since 1908, it's been interesting that the logo that we know the Cubs to be today didn't really start until 1957. 1958 is when they removed the piping, and that's the current cap we have today. So a little bit of history here. We flip it over. This is a Roman Pro cap. This has been worn before. So I found Roman Pro caps, they're decently comfortable, especially with the leather, but when it's sweating, hot day, sometimes the sweat just stays there, it has nowhere to go. And sometimes the sweat does end up here onto the bill. But being a Roman Pro cap, this is one of the earlier Cooperstown caps. It's not marked as such. This is Roman Pro, Brockton, Massachusetts, USA. There is the old Cooperstown, you can see the Cooperstown logo there, but there's no little cutout on the side of the Chicago Cubs for this version. So I guess during a different time, that's when they added it. So my guess is this Roman Pro is probably late 80s, but it's a really cool cap. You don't see too many of these because it was a one-year style, and it's surprising for a traditional team like, original team like Chicago Cubs to go with the one-year style. But I guess, their players are just like, we like the cap, just we don't like the lines. But ever since, it's been pretty much the same cap. I believe in the mid-90s, they started putting a red bill for road caps that they've since gone away with. But it's a very traditional-minded cap for a traditional-minded franchise. And until next week, see ya.